Hey everyone, Lauren here, and I'm going to show you a different way of how I use the jelly prints that I made with the jelly plate and the paints that we got in the mixed media kit for January. So I've got these 3 photos, 2 of them are the same, actually all 3 of them the same? Yeah, all 3 of them the same. But oh, I didn't, that's a bit funny. Anyway. So I have made a whole pile of jelly prints and I am going to use them in a different way rather than just layering, and then I will use my jelly roller and the paints a bit later as well to complete this layer. So first I just used one of the jelly prints and fussy cut a leaf pattern, which was horrible. I cannot do that obviously. I then tried to draw one. Again, could not do that obviously. That was not going to work. And then for some reason I remembered I had one of these stamps anyway, so why didn't I use that from the start? Who knows? Anyway, got there in the end. We're going to use this stamp. So I stamp it just with my StazOn ink, and I'm just going to put it straight on top of the Gelli Plate printed paper, and this one is some book paper. And I like the way it looks, so I'm going to use it onto the green because obviously leaves are usually a greenish colour unless it's autumn, so I'm going to use them. And there's a lot of green going on. The boys are standing, it's a car park, like a multi-story car park. It's got the fence bars, and then you look out into the park, so they were watching out there while they're waiting for us to get some things out of the car. And so I'm just going to have a little play. Some of the papers have got a bit of the blue, a bit of the green, a bit of the pink happening that we got in the kit. And so it's just going to be fun to layer them up. So I decided this one here, I printed, stamped, and not very dark, but that's okay because I'm going to use it as a template to draw around, because I decided that I didn't want all of the images of the leaves to be stamped and just have the paper in the background, the printed paper in the background. I wanted some to be like an outline so that you can see the full jelly plate print as well. So I've cut that out. That way I can use it, and I'm just going to use my pen here to add the outline, and this one's going to be a thin pen and a thin outline, but then I decide to use just my thicker brush pen to instead have a bolder outline so it fit in with the stamped images that were already bold as well. So I didn't make this one as long as the other ones because of the paper size, but also it would be nice to have a bit of interest going on. And you can see here that I'm going to make a full one here. When I fussy cut the leaves to put on the paper, I'm not fussy cutting with the border edge or anything like that. I'm just fussy cutting around the whole shape. That way you can see still a fair amount of the paper and the print and the image and stuff, that's the paint and stuff that's going on, rather than just the stamp or the outline. So you can see here I've used my Staedtler brush pen, which was a lot more of a nice bolder outline which fit in more with those stamped images. So I'm liking the look of them. I'm going to go and make a whole pile of them with all this type of paper that we've got going on, and I will come back with the power of editing and they'll all be done. So to the left there I've got them cut out and ready to go, and then I'm just using my Tim Holtz Ranger mat to the side there, so I'm not just going directly on my desk with the colour. And I'm just going to use my roller that I use for the Gelli Plate to put some colour straight on. So I'm using the same colours as that are in the jelly printed pages that I've used to cut the leaves out, and I'm just dabbing a little bit in the paint and then rolling it down to get that thin layer. The fun of using your roller, your brayer, that's what it's called. 3 videos in and I just remembered the name of it. To use your brayer is that it gives you that thin layer, but also that texture of that rolled edge, and the way it just sticks to the page and is much different than if you were using your spatula or your paintbrush to apply the paint. So it just went really nicely with obviously the jelly print pages that I'm using, which is why I decided that it needed to have that colour in the background behind the photos. So just wiping it up with a baby wipe. The good thing about using the Tim Holtz matte is that it is quite easy to clean up. And that was a really nice present. Thank you very much, Steph. That was in my Advent little Christmas present thing. So I'm just going to adhere these photos down, and I am going to then adhere all the leaves down and have some fun with applying that situation and having it come together. So it doesn't need too much more after I do that. But let's not skip ahead and work on what's going on. So I'm just going to apply these photos. Sometimes I print photos in different sizes because I don't like to be I do like to be organized, but it's hard work for me to be organized. So I don't plan my pages in advance or anything like that. So sometimes I like to print things in a couple of sizes because I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it for this size or not. And then the extra photo that I've got, I will use in a different way in the art journal or a traveler's notebook. I've started doing storybook pages and things like that. So there's a few different options, but the other thing is I don't mind doing a couple of pages of the same photo if it's a nice photo and there's a different design. I scrapbook for the creativity of it, and obviously for the scrapbooking memory side of it as well. So sometimes I just do it for the art sake of being able to create something, and the other thing is I have 2 boys, so if I want girl photos, it's just me, and there are a lot of them are the selfies. So sometimes if I take a nice selfie, I like to use it again and again because I would like to make a girly page, or I feel a design is going to suit or a product's going to suit that, and so therefore I like to use a nice photo, and sometimes it will become the same photo. I don't know that I've ever made a layout like this with 3 of the same photos. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've made some with the same photo twice, but might have been like one black and white, one color. But yeah, this is definitely something new. Anyway, I've just spoken and rambled about something probably not of interest to you at all the way through me gluing down all those leaves, but it was quite simple. You can see I just plonked them all on and put some glue behind the ends of them and stuck them all down. Got a little cluster up the top there and then down the bottom in a bit of a diagonal, and then I use my brush pen to add that dotted line border because of the thickness coincided with the stamped and the outline papers as well that were used for the leaves. And then I've just pulled out my little container, well, not so little, container of phrase alphas thickers, and I'm trying to think of or work out which word would fit and what title. So I do have these beautiful turquoise glitter, which would be nice because of the colour, but none of the words were going to be what, we're going to fit in. It's not even that grand of a moment, but it is nice to see them talking to each other and checking things out. So I'm going to use the title Moments down the bottom here. So they are a little annoying, isn't it? It's a bit ironic because when you get the phrase thickers like that, I think it's in my head, but it doesn't make sense. I just thought about it. In my head, I've thought it's a bit annoying to pull them out one by one rather than a big word like this. But when you're using alphas, you're pulling out letter by letter anyway. So how is it any different? It's just the connotation of it being a phrase and it's already written as a word that it's just a bit like, I've got to pull them apart one by one. Golly gosh. Anyway, that's a little bit of crazy for you. So pulling out my roller phrase stamps, I've got a couple sitting on my desk that I want to reintroduce into my scrapbooking because I have a lot of them. I became a collector of them for a while there and cut myself off, luckily, because I've got a million. And I really need to use them because who could tell me the last time I used a roller phrase stamp? Because I could not. So put some down the bottom and up the top there just to add a bit of interest, and then I'm going to add some journaling here. So you can see I've just used the mixed media kit today and made those jelly prints and then made the layout from there. Made my own embellishments by using the stamped and the outline images, and I added the thickers to make the title. You could also, I guess, stamp a title That could work too. Could stamp on top of the jelly print pages. That would be nice. That'd be really cool. So, and then I've just used these stickers. Oh no, they're not stickers. Puffy stickers. I'm just adding a couple of the arrows. And then I'm just going to add 2 little floral clusters. Do I add 2 or 1? I know I definitely add 1 up the top. Let's see. It's going to be new for both of us. So yeah, sorry. Yep, 2. 1 at the beginning of the title, 1 at the end of the title. Just because that was something, a little pop of interest just to frame the title and draw your eyes there. I'm having a little trouble with my page being flat. Obviously, that was not very fun for me at that moment. Normally, I don't even care. But anyway, today it was bothering me. And this little sticker, isn't it funny? Sometimes you just get really stuck on where things are in the placement. And then you re-evaluate and re-stick and pick them up and move them a little. And, you know, it probably ends up exactly where you started from. But sometimes it just, you get a bee in your bonnet and you got to act on it. So I'm just adding some enamel dots and my layout is finished. Hope you enjoyed it and you feel inspired to create. Come back and check out the next videos. Bye guys.